This tree has so much water in it that it can quench the thirst of an entire village. This tree is very thick. In big, old baobab trees, some have a hollow middle because several stems grow together from the roots and merge into one big trunk. So where does all this water come from? This tree found in desert areas is known as baobab. But where does the water come from? When the rainy season comes, the roots of this tree pull the water and collect it in them. In this way, these big trees collect up to 10,000 to 12,000 liters of water itself depending on the size and health of the tree. Some people believe you can get water from a baobab tree, however, this is not entirely accurate. When a baobab tree is cut down, it is heavy due to its high water content. When it dries, it gets much lighter. Baobabs can store approximately 650 liters of water every cubic meter of the tree, which is a lot. However, this water cannot be consumed directly from the tree. Baobab trees are careful with their water. They control how much they require, mostly to keep upright and generate new leaves as the season changes. When they run out of water, they may shrink slightly. Baobabs may also store water between their branches and on the outside of their trunks. In really dry places, people might cut holes in baobab trees to collect rainwater. This may be why some people believe you can get water from baobabs, however, it is not true for drinking. Baobabs are big, tall trees that can live for a very long time. They have thick trunks and wide tops. When they're young, their trunks are skinny, but as they get older, they become fat and shaped like bottles or cylinders. Their trunks are made of strong wooden rings, but these rings don't always show how old a tree is. Baobabs have two kinds of shoots, long, green ones and thick, woody ones for making seeds. Their branches can be really big and spread out from the trunk or go up. One kind of baobab, called a Dunsonier gregoride, is the smallest and rarely gets taller than 10 meters with many trunks. A rubrose tipu and a Madagascans can be small or large, up to 20 meters tall. Others grow taller, from 25 to 30 meters, with trunks 2 to 3 meters wide. A digitata, though, can have huge single or multiple trunks up to 10 meters wide. There's another tree called a birch tree. All you need to do is tap a hole, and the sap will keep flowing out non-stop. Even snapping off a twig would make it drip. Is that liquid seeping from birch trees? That's birch sap, a natural drink. Collecting it is a breeze, just drill a hole like this and hang a bucket. In about 5 hours, you'd have half a bucket full of the stuff. Of course, the tree eventually stops producing sap and heals itself, kind of like tapping rubber trees, except you can only harvest birch sap in spring when the trees are about to bud. Birch water, also known as birch sap, comes from the trees of the Batula genus. While only recently gaining popularity in the United States, birch water has been consumed for centuries in Northern Europe and China due to its potential health benefits. It's also used in cosmetics and other skincare products. Birch sap is collected in early spring before the first leaves appear on the tree. When the temperature reaches around 8 degrees Celsius, the sap starts to activate and can be tapped. The birch tree should ideally be at least 30 years old. Sap is tapped by drilling a hole in the tree trunk and inserting a pipe. The sap flows through the pipe and several liters can be collected from each tree. When the tapping is finished, a wooden plug seals the hole and protects the tree from further damage. Birch sap can be consumed immediately after collection, but will quickly start to ferment if left refrigerated for a few days. Birch sap has historically been considered a healthy drink. In the 19th and 20th centuries, sap was used for cosmetic purposes and could be used as a face wash. Today, there is a growing interest in the tapping and preparation of birch sap. In Sweden, it is important to note that birch sap tapping is not included in the freedom to roam, and the landowner's permission is needed to collect sap. Xylitol has been extracted from birch sap since the 1980s and is used as a substitute for sugar. There is a renewed interest in birch sap as a drink, with producers making both alcoholic and non-alcoholic birch sap beverages. Birch sap has long been considered a healthy drink and has been consumed in all countries where the birch tree is common. There is a growing interest in collecting birch sap and preparing wine and other sap-based drinks.